Story of Michael to anyone unless it's permitted by its creator, David Blaine. Also, all content, I agree, are property of David Blaine, and I understand that breaking this agreement will have legal consequences. I will be sending them out in the near future, and so please let me know if you are interested. All right, so let's get to questions. All right. Okay, so let's go back and I'm going to read some of these questions in the chat. So thankfully the chat works this time. Okay, so it's called the Snowflake Method. The Snowflake Method is a form of creative writing that you can find and use for writing your novel. So just Google the Snowflake Method. Here, I'll type it in here. The Snowflake Method. All right, so check that out. I thought it was pretty interesting. Read up on it, see what you think. All right. Yes, I think you guys did have a lot of influence when I started to decide to send out some information. So yeah, you guys definitely helped me think of some ideas for this, and I'm very grateful to have you guys like coming into these phases and letting me know what you think, because you know, honestly, without you I wouldn't have access to a real audience that might be potentially buying my book, or just fellow writers that are interested in the same thing I am. So it's great to have your feedback and ideas. Don't think because I don't respond to you right away that I'm ignoring you. I get every email you send. So if you have any more ideas, please send them. I'll be happy to read them. Yeah, I will be getting you guys a copy of the transcript. So basically the legal copy is you can actually search online for non-disclosure agreements, and that means whatever you and another person share is between you and them, and if they break that trust, then it's a contract that they're breaking, and therefore you can take them to court. Okay, so I'm going to head over to Twitter, see if there's anything here. So yeah, sorry guys, this is the best way I have for answering questions right now. If Justin TV was a little bit smoother, I think I would trust it, but I just like the knowing that I'm going to be able to get the questions that you guys send. I don't really trust using these free programs. I mean, if I was paying, I'm sure it works fine, but I'm not. So that looks like all the questions. If you guys have any more questions, write them here. I'm going to go ahead and mention though that on this page, I'm copying and pasting it right now. Emil submitted a poem that he would like your creative feedback on. I didn't plan on discussing it really in this, but I will go ahead and talk about it. And so go to that link I sent there and read the poem for him and leave a comment below, either here or on the page itself, and tell him your thoughts. I'm thinking about, if you guys really want feedback, use the story of Michael for feedback on your work. I'm thinking if you guys mail it in, I will create a page in the blog for you to have your piece, and that way you can have your friends come there and leave, you know, feedback on the story of Michael and anybody else who happens to come by. So that might be better than trying to submit it to this event where we're talking about marketing a novel, because it kind of mix matches the content. So, but for this time, I think it works perfectly because we don't really have a whole lot of questions to go over. So in the future, go ahead and keep sending over your work, and I'll see if I can create a spot on the website for you to get feedback. Also, let me know if you find any good spots online that do the same thing, that give you reviews and feedback on your work. Okay, so at this point, Josh W., I do not have a publisher. I almost sent out a bunch of letters earlier on, but at second glance of looking at my book, I just don't feel like it's at a place that I can send it out and get accepted by an agent or a publisher. But I guess what's today, the 31st? So this is the end of phase 4. I think now, if I send it out after completing some of the marketing copy and redesigning the website, I'm in a better place, although there are some other things I need to get finished. And that is more of the summarizing the book, because that is part of the package you have to put together to send out. So I'd encourage you to check out that book, Putting Your Passion into Print, because it's got all the answers to all your questions. But I'm happy to hear and answer as many as I can. I will self-publish if it comes down to that, and I don't mind doing that at all. So I need coffee, or do you need coffee? All right. So are you completely done writing the novel? Why not? Well, if you've ever written anything that you want the public to see, it's hard to ever get to a point where you're saying you're done. So like with the book, I could say I'm done now. I mean, I've completely written every chapter, but that doesn't mean I'm happy with it. It doesn't mean I'd want you to read it yet. Why am I not ready? That is because, I guess you mean like what exactly is holding me back from releasing it. Well, there's some expansion I can do on each character, on some of the locations, on some of the plot points. Like I said earlier, now that I've written each thing, structured each chapter in a summary of sentences, it's easier for me to see where the holes are. So I might be restructuring those, I might be adding some, I might be taking some out. And that's fine. You know, I was hoping that once I got it all on paper, it would just read great and there wouldn't be any problems. But also I know when I start getting reviews back from people that there's going to be a mountain of other changes to make, so we'll see what happens. I'm not sure what you mean you need to write a story for Loveless, but are there any other questions about the story of Michael, how to market your novel, website design, anything to that effect? I've heard the same thing, Josh W., about getting your book published. I'm expecting to get rejected by every publisher I come across, as well as agents. That's why it's good to be well versed in the marketing side, because if you're self-publishing, you may only sell one book to yourself, and there's no way for anybody to know about it without a budget or a big name to back it up. So good luck self-publishing. I'm kind of wishing that to myself because I have a feeling that's where I will end up. But that's just thinking realistically. Anything can happen if you do it right. So that's why we come to these events, and we're going to get prepared and see what happens. And actually, doing this for you guys puts me in gear and makes me focus, and it really helps drive my motivation to finish this stuff. So I'm very thankful you guys show up, and hopefully it's beneficial to you as well. I try to make it that way. Yeah, well, how Eli Gray, how would you suggest, just for everybody's interest, how would you suggest getting a prologue to go viral? Have you ever seen a prologue go viral? Have you ever seen anything writing-wise go viral? When I think of viral, I think of a cat on YouTube dancing around in a circle and then scratching somebody. You know, it's just something totally random that's funny for about 5 seconds, but then somebody shares it, and somehow people keep sharing it because it's that immediate funny thing. But going viral is very hard to do. There's people that make a living trying to do that. So I'd be interested to hear more about what you're thinking, how to get a prologue to go viral. So I don't really have an answer for you about that at this point, because if mine goes viral, then that'd be awesome. But And I think I'll provide one on the site. But that is a good question. I'm going to think more about that. Maybe I'll come back to you guys with an answer. Basically, you're saying that it's hard to build up a network of people that will share common interest. Basically, the way I work with the story of Michael is, if you don't want to know more about the story of Michael, you're not interested in creative writing, I'm not going to bug you about it. If you like creative writing and you want a good book, then this is what you should read. I'm not going to try to sell anybody on my book. I'm writing it for me, and it's my passion, so I'm making it the best it can be because I want to see it. And that's probably the best way you can look at it. Otherwise, you're probably going to have your hopes shattered by the cruel reality that is the world. Can't wait to get you guys the prologue. I think any reviews I get from y'all will probably be the ones I listen to the most, because I value your opinion, and it means a lot to me that you come here, for some of you at midnight, and join me for a writer discussion that you could otherwise skip and probably hear the same crap at school the next day. So anyway, that's been me for The Story of Michael. David Blaine, the author, and 1 in the morning for some people, author of The Story of Michael. Please visit us at thestoryofmichael.com. Check out the About page and about the book, and contact me if you have any questions. If you want to join in the creative writing discussion, please go to the blog. In the creative writing section, there are several articles, some which are not complete yet, but there will be, and please leave comments and let me know what you think. Again, that's thestoryofmichael.com, and let me know what you think. Looking forward to hearing from everybody. Thanks again to everyone that's showed up tonight. We've had a great writers discussion, and I will look forward to talking to you more in Phase 5, which will come in the next 2 months. So the end of October, which will be Halloween, so we'll see if I change the date at all for that, and because I know you guys may not want to see that. But as far as phases go, just keep planning on coming, and I will keep planning on giving them to you. Even if the book is published, I'm considering doing them anyway and just rehashing some of the stuff that I've done. So, because I'm having a great time with these, and I should dress up. That's funny. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for coming. Signing off.